right, so I have some sad news to report.
Oh, no.
That Jimmy Kimmel Live in particular, has been canceled, effective immediately and indefinitely. Since we're using a lot of I words, I would also like to add in indubitably,
Indubitably,
and incontrovertibly, perhaps almost infamously. I think that those are appropriate words, right?
I thought when you said I'm going to use I words, I thought it was like an intervention where I'm going to talk about me and how this is affecting me, and you just went for
No, it's very sad to me. In fact, we know that Devin has been very forlorn.
Yep.
That's a word of the day, forlorn.
My F word.
Resulting from the cancellation of the Jimmy Kimmel show. Frankly, I've never seen him so forlorn. Like that time you found out that they weren't going to make that remake of Footloose after all. It took a long time to console him on that one, my friends.
We needed a sequel.
Yeah, it was tough times.
Yeah.
Tough times. People talk a lot about tough times, but we really powered through that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, I do want to say, look, it's very appropriate that the Jimmy Kimmel, his thing was canceled. I mean, take a listen to what this schmuck had to say when it came to Charlie Kirk.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Yeah. Okay. You can believe all that you want, Jimmy. Okay. And this was a desperate play on his part.
Yeah.
Saying, can you imagine these conservatives trying to say that it was anything other than them? You mean the fact that the shooter actually wrote things on the bullet casings saying, transgender means, catch this fascist.
Yeah.
And all the other things that he'd written. His family and his friends were saying that he was going lefty loony all the time. Nothing about the conservative. In fact, the argument seemed to be that somehow this killer felt that Charlie Kirk had not been conservative enough.
Right.
Like that's take this one for the team. This is for Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah.
This is for no. Okay, you do not understand, Jimmy.
Yeah.
And this is your wishful thinking. And I had it from a couple liberal friends who tried to now present to me that it was because that he was somehow obsessing about Nick Fuentes and Lara Loomer. I'm sure that a couple of those websites showed up on his feed.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that's the thing that caused him to be radicalized.
So you actually have people sticking to their guns and
Yes.
saying, no, this guy is so right-wing, but now he's doing the Democrat tactics of being violent. So,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Trump must be shutting them up.
Yeah.
That he's controlling the narrative so much that he's getting you to believe, fool that you are, that it was some sort of lefty loony that did this, not the right-wing conservative that we know him to be.
Right.
I guess part of their argument was also that because he was raised in a Mormon and conservative family, that therefore, that's all you need to know, Devin.
Oh, yeah.
That must mean that he himself was conservative.
I have seen that actually on people talking about, he grew up in a conservative family in a religious area, and then they don't talk about him.
It's these kind of légère de main, sleight of hands. Oh, you like that?
You've never légère de main to me yet. But that is
very good.
I like that a lot.
French phrase, légère de main. It means sleight of hand, and this is what the left will do.
Yeah.
So, for example, a légère de main that they now use is that Republicans claim that when they're in charge, great things happen. But when you have a big city in some of the conservative states, like Nashville, for example.
Yeah.
There's crime in Nashville, and Tennessee is a conservative state. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
So how do you explain that, Moses? Right?
Yeah.
What are you going to do now, Moses?
Yeah.
That's a légère de main.
Yeah.
That is a sleight of hand because the governor doesn't control that city.
Right.
Guess who does control the city? The Democrat mayor of that city.
Yeah.
Okay? So once again, it proves our point.
Yeah.
That when Democrats are in charge, bad things happen.
Yeah.
So don't listen to their legerdemain. The same sort of thing here, that they're trying to argue that because this killer was raised in a Mormon/conservative family, therefore he's obviously conservative.
Yeah.
He must have killed for conservative reasons. Never mind the transgender boyfriend that he has. Never mind that at all. Never mind the fact that he haunted the Discord channel, the website, which is a very lefty, loony sort of place. Those things don't matter. What matters is that he was born to a conservative Republican family, Mormon no less, and it must have been passed in the DNA.
Yeah.
Because that's the way it works.
Oh, yeah.
Your political beliefs are not of your choosing. You were actually born with them.
Yeah.
And everyone knows that no family has differences in political opinion.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, everyone in a family that is born to conservative parents are themselves conservative. And so it should always be.
They lock it down.
Right.
Yeah.
Their grandkids are therefore conservative. It's just the way of, that's basic biology.
Yeah.
I saw it on Animal Planet, by the way.
It's completely, and I'll say another thing that proves their point perfectly. It was an evil thing. Republicans are evil. Therefore, a Republican did it.
Preach it.
It is logic, sir. A equals B
Run
equals
with
C.
it.
Yeah.
I like it. Oh.
There is no way it's flawless. You cannot break through that logic.
It's not only A equals C. It's A squared plus B squared equals C squared, which is
Exactly.
also another truism.
Exactly. Yeah.
E equals MC squared.
Exactly. It's a triangle thing. Yeah.
Well, we're at geometry. Why don't we just say right hand? What is it? Right triangle. What's the angle? The number?
Yeah. Exactly. 90 degrees.
90
angle.
degrees.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
QED. We're done here. Thank you very much.
QED.
This has been the Barak Lurie podcast. Thank you very much for attending. Okay, so this is obviously insane. I mean, many of you know that you have relatives in your own family, sometimes your own siblings, who are radically different from you politically,
Right.
whether on the right or the left. And I in my own family, 3 of us are conservative, and 3 of us are. I'm talking about my siblings and my parents, not my own kids. My own kids and my wife were solidly conservative, so that's nice.
Your wife too? Like she was always conservative?
Well, she's kind of she kind of leans to the right. She's beginning to see the wisdom.
Right.
She appreciates. She's very solidly pro-Israel. So
yeah.
Once you realize that the left is very anti-Israel, generally speaking, that you start realizing, okay, maybe I'm a conservative also.
That always kept me away from being totally left.
Yes.
Was because it's a weird thing. Once you have, hey, I think that country has the right to exist.
Right.
Then
When you start finding yourself trying to defend Israel, and all you're saying is, hey, well, wait a minute, Israel isn't that bad. When you're saying that all the time to your friends, maybe you ought to leave that party.
Yeah.
Okay? That's what I was finding I was doing. So I said, you know what, these conservatives, they at least got it right on the Israel thing. Maybe, just maybe, they got it right on most of the other conservative issues.
And they have way better parties too.
That's for sure.
100%.
And the women are a lot prettier.
Scientifically, they have established that.
That is also
on
biology.
Both genders, the men and
we
women.
We were kidding
better
before
looking.
about the DNA, the politics passing through the DNA. but the beauty thing, conservative women are hot.
By far.
Really, I mean, like as soon as a woman starts saying, very interesting conservative things, maybe we really ought to advance the Judeo-Christian mindset. I think that really is healthy. Like, hello, my number is.
Yep.
Can I call you sometime? Anyway, I'm a happily married man. That won't happen, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
I have the right to be attracted to women who are conservative.
Anytime a woman says, you know what? If you're pregnant, I don't think you should kill your child. Suddenly I'm like,
that
wow.
is hot. That is really hot.
Suddenly she becomes way more attractive.
Yes.
No matter what she looks. And usually they're attractive. Yeah.
You know what? I think we should get rid of Hamas. Completely annihilate all of them.
With prejudice.
Oh, man. With extreme prejudice. You're kind of hot. Anyway, let's go back to so the point is that it doesn't pass through the genes, obviously.
Right.
But they want to make it seem like they want you to forget all your own personal experience, that various families have different political agendas. In fact, sometimes it's so bad that they won't go to each other's Thanksgiving dinners. And that's really pathetic. It's or Christmas for that matter.
Yeah.
Other family sometimes they don't talk to them at all.
They were pushing that. Remember during COVID?
Yes.
They pushed that. They're like, everybody's isolated, so what you should do, become more socially isolated.
Oh, brilliant.
Like, yeah.
They were brilliant.
Yeah.
Anyway, this leads to our basic topic, which is about how people have been responding to the Charlie Kirk murder. Now, the left, particularly the godless among the left, but I repeat myself.
Yeah, they left God a long
time
ago.
They left God a long time ago. Yeah. It's in 2012, they really proved it during the Democrat National Convention when they were trying to change the charter to keep God in it, and that didn't work.
I don't even remember
that.
Then
they said that they didn't want to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. I knew bad things were happening in the Democrat Party. I had already rejected them long before, but nevertheless, this was like, going further down the hole.
Yeah.
Anyway, it seems like the left didn't really have a problem with Charlie's death, his murder. Even the Oxford Union president cheered Charlie Kirk's murder, but he won't be dismissed from the presidency, by the way. This is one of the guys that had said that Charlie Kirk was a nice guy. He worked, but now that he's dead, awesome that he died. It's weird, and no doubt he's one of those that encourages toning down the rhetoric. Right?
He actually said that?
Oh, yeah. No,
I'm glad my enemies are dead, but let's tone down the rhetoric by having the
I don't know if he said
dead,
it that way, but he certainly cheered the murder of Charlie Kirk. Like, good riddance, that sort of thing. But these are the same people that will tell you that we should all tone down the rhetoric, on both sides.
Yeah.
I hate that argument, both sides. Greg Gutfeld actually took, what's her name? Jessica Turley, I think?
Yeah, Jessica Tarlov. I think, yeah.
Yeah, to task on that. And she said at both sides, and, this is really wrong. And he just went to town, and he used the F-bomb and the S-bomb and everything else. It didn't have to do that, but he was right in his substance to say, look, you guys are the ones doing all these crazy things. You're the ones with the BLM riots. You're the ones rioting every time there's a murder, a killing that doesn't please you. You're the ones that on campuses that are preventing people from speaking. You're the ones that are causing conservatives to have to engage in security. Ben Shapiro has not been able to appear on many campuses because they can't guarantee his safety.
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk, of course, got assassinated. If you are a liberal going on even a moderate campus, and not that there are many conservative campuses, you'll have no problem.
Right.
You could say something so outrageous like, Israel needs to be annihilated wiped off the map, and you'll get cheers and applause. Certainly nobody will seek to kill you.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
No riots, like I said before. And you and I knew as soon as Charlie Kirk was killed, tragically, it's not as if you and I turned to each other and said, oh boy, here come the riots.
Yeah.
Whew. Those crazy conservatives, they're gonna start looting and killing and God knows what they're going to do. Whew, batten down the hatches.
Yeah.
Stores will be looted. And so, no, it didn't happen. We didn't even have to entertain that as a possibility.
Yeah, no one boarded up their windows. We just know everyone's going to pray. Everyone's going to be thoughtful.
Right. But at the same time, they are very good at claiming that they are more moral than you.
Always.
Yep. These are the same people that also think that it's somewhat justified, this killing.
Yeah.
There are polls now that are out. I forget which polls, but which say that killing Donald Trump or strong conservative voices like Charlie Kirk might be okay under certain circumstances. Okay, that's weird.
That's demonic.
That's like really like 20 to 25% of Democrats.
That is like, we got to have an intervention because that is just wrong.
Only 3% of conservatives say that, and I think that's a high figure.
Yeah.
But is this really surprising, Devin? I mean, these are very much the same people who refuse to talk to their parents.
Yeah.
If those parents supported Trump, for example. The reverse is never true.
No.
Okay? If my kids somehow decided that they were going to vote for the Harris type of the future, obviously not she won't run herself, God forbid, or somebody like Biden or whatever, or Obama, even more, God forbid.
Yeah.
I would still talk to them.
Yeah.
They may not talk to me, but I would talk to them.
Yeah.
You know that. I know that. But polls are now showing the left is much more okay with murdering people who don't agree with them. and it's 6 times more likely on the left than it is on the right.
It is amazing, but it
6
shows
times.
Mangione, which happened to Trump almost twice. There's a trial of one of them that no one's talking about with this most recent with Kirk. They're cheering it. It keeps on happening. We've got to realize...
Yeah, we've got a big problem on our hands.
Yeah.
This has exposed the attitude of the left in ways that we would not have imagined. What did they say about the financial collapse in 2008? They said, when the tide is out, you see all the skeletons and see all the horrific stuff below. That's what we're beginning to see now.
Yeah.
When bad things like this happen with a conservative voice who was so powerful, so ever present in American society, at least, and for that matter, throughout the world, that's when people started cheering. And we'll start seeing some of those video clips on that. Mm-hmm. But you know who else is fairly okay with murdering people who don't agree with them?
Who?
Muslims.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, if you were to say that maybe Muhammad is, not so awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, even worse, drawing a picture of Muhammad.
Yep.
You are dead. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think it's more than 25% of Muslims who may think that, or they don't understand that.
They even have words, and they all sound like, but they have words of people. This guy did it. Who's a Muslim? This guy did it. Who's not a Muslim? This is what we do to him.
I know. It's terrible. That is a way you can judge a religion. Okay?
Yeah.
How tolerant are they of other people's viewpoints?
Yeah.
So Christians are awesome because, first of all, they embrace the viewpoint, maybe too much, of Muslims, and they accept Muslims as a full-fledged religion that is just as authentic and just as peaceful as Christianity is.
Yeah.
Right? No. Okay, there's an issue. Islam has a problem.
Wait, a warlord starts a religion, and you're saying there's a problem with it? I'm not sure. I might say to that.
That's very funny. All right, so yes, you're right about that. But this is also a religion that says if you don't convert to Islam, you die.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Christianity doesn't, of course, say that, but they do tell you that if you don't follow Jesus, you may not get into heaven.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you accept him just the moment before you die, you're going to heaven. Okay, fine.
A little different.
A little different. In fact, a lot different.
Yeah.
In Judaism, and by the way, Christians really accept Jews. They understand that those who bless the Jews will be blessed. Those who curse will be cursed.
Yeah.
Got it. Judaism, part of why I love being Jewish and why I admire it so much is that we don't care what you believe.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't think that you will go to hell or heaven based upon your belief. We care about your actions. Okay.
That's a good thing.
That's all.
That is good.
You could be an atheist, and as long as you are a great father, a great sibling, a great son, a great friend, you give to charity, you pay your day laborers on the day that they work for you, that you observe the basic rules of the road. You don't lie, cheat, steal, you don't commit adultery on your wife. Of course, you don't murder, you don't rape. You do those things and you preach goodness among other people. We like you. We respect you.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. The reason why you say, well, what's the point of being Jewish then?
Yeah.
Right? What's the point of this crazy Bible of yours? The point is that the Torah and the Tanakh, and I believe I'm saying this for the Christians also, the New Testament, this is a guidebook.
Yeah.
This is a gift. This helps you along the way to be that good person I just talked about. Yes, it's a little bit like getting a very complicated camera with all sorts of doodads in it, and you say, I don't need to read the manual.
Yeah.
I don't need it. I got this. I'll figure it out myself.
Yeah.
You know what? You might want to read the manual.
Yeah.
You'll find all sorts of cool things in it.
And all sorts of people who are not perfect.
Yes.
That what King David.
Even better.
He did so many horrible things. Yeah. He was not the nicest, but it's a story about him that we can learn from.
Yes. Only a couple of bad things. In fact, one really bad thing.
Yeah.
But that's
not like his whole life was. He's not a criminal.
Right. No. God loved him. But anyway, the point is well taken that this is a roadmap.
Yeah.
Live the life of goodness, and you'll see that you can succeed and ultimately enter into the good graces of God.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is interesting to me. The Democrats, and we just heard this from Jimmy Kimmel, he thought for sure no Democrat would kill. They're the party of peace.
Yeah.
We talked about this last week, I think, where they were so surprised. So I can't believe it. They condemned it, and it appears to be one of my people, meaning the Democrats. She said, and this is on Newsmax. I was with this woman, and she was just so forlorn. And there's the F word.
Yeah.
But she was so despondent about this, and because it's inconsistent with her own belief that the Democrat Party is about peace, and love, tolerance, understanding, all those wonderful things. Okay. And like I said, Jimmy Kimmel seems so surprised about this too. And a lot of Democrats, we know how good we are, we Democrats. It couldn't be one of us. Never mind all the facts of all the killings and all the crazy riots and the looting and of course making life very difficult for conservatives and all the censorship. No. That doesn't mean anything. Put those aside. We are awesome people.
Right.
But this is interesting to me. Where are your guardrails?
Yeah.
Specifically, the godless among you. You think very highly of yourself. You think that a Democrat, a liberal, couldn't have done something like this. So fine. But what are your guardrails?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. What makes you say that you couldn't do such a thing?
Yeah.
Putting aside the fact that, like I said, all the history shows that you guys are very capable of this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Conservatives, I know what our guardrails are. It's called the Torah, the Tanakh, the New Testament.
Yeah, God.
For that matter, the Book of Mormon. Okay? Yeah. God is ever present in our world. And we know that we have guardrails, that you don't do certain things.
Yeah.
Okay? Though that's very simple. Where are your guardrails?
Yeah.
What comprises the set of boundaries that says, whoa, Charlie, we're pulling you back here. Don't do that.
Right.
Who's telling you don't do that?
Yeah.
Apparently not, according to the polls, anything. If it's sometimes okay to murder some people based upon what they say in some occasions, especially if they're, supporting fascism, like Trump is,
right.
So therefore it might be okay.
Yeah.
And you guys say in your Blue Sky responses and your Twitter responses, X, whatever, he missed?
Oh, God.
What?
Yeah.
And then very proudly champion the fact that Charlie Kirk is long gone. We're done with him. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
And there's more. I mean, take a listen to what your girlfriend AOC has to say about this.
She's so sweet.
Okay?
Yeah.
So she had this, but take a listen. We'll comment in a moment.
Of what we are doing. I don't think a single person who has dedicated their entire career to preventing gun safety legislation from getting passed in this House has any right to blame anybody else but themselves for what has happened.
Okay. So she's talking about Charlie Kirk as one of those people. She's not specifically talking only about him.
Yeah.
But this was in reaction to the killing of Charlie Kirk, knowing that he is very much against gun control, and that therefore people like him have no business challenging us on the gun control stuff.
Right.
Okay. This is a bizarre statement, especially on the heels, I believe it was the next day after his tragic death.
Oh.
So
That's
weird,
bad
right?
timing, yeah.
It's super bad timing. But but she knew he had just died. That's not
Right.
at all an issue. Take a listen also now to your girl Ilhan Omar. Okay. By the way, does Ilhan know about you and AOC and vice versa? I mean, it's
yeah. We don't talk about it, but I think there's an understanding.
they kind of know is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyway, here's Ilhan Omar, genius that she is.
Yeah, there is nothing more effed up, than to completely pretend that his words and actions have not been recorded and in existence for the last decade or so. And
Okay, so that is fascinating to me.
Yeah.
That she would also say that he's got a legacy of racist and presumably homophobic and all the other things, and therefore, they're full of S, like she said.
Yeah.
Right. And she had no problem doing that. Now she's being condemned for it, and they're talking about taking her off certain committees, which is fine by me.
Yeah.
Look, you have a right to say what you want to say. Okay. In America, that is the First Amendment, and we all respect that. But understand this, people, that doesn't mean you're entitled to keep your job.
Right.
Okay? If anyone who works for me started saying that Israel is a Nazi nation, is a genocidal nation, I'm going to fire them.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't have to take it.
No.
They don't have this is not a free speech zone.
No.
Okay? Now, by the way, I'm very flexible on everything else. They don't have to be a conservative. They don't have to do a lot of things. I suppose that some other things, if they said, God forbid, that Donald Trump must die or something like that, and I'll report them to the FBI too. But you get the idea. That is a no-go zone for me on Israel. It means that they don't have moral clarity, and it also means they're idiots. That's what it means.
Completely, yeah.
But the First Amendment means that you can't be arrested for what you say. And you can't be fined by the government for what you say. There are exceptions. The exceptions are defamation. That's in a lawsuit between two people. Time, place, and manner restrictions. You can't start, pounding your drum set and your harmonica and your guitar, saying that Trump is awesome or Hillary Clinton is awesome or whoever.
Right.
At 2:00 in the morning down a residential street, waking up everyone. Okay, that's disturbing the peace. So you're being arrested not for your content, but for how you're saying it.
Yeah.
Time, place, and manner. The other one, of course, is fighting words, which is anytime you're inciting something. Now, what is incitement? Okay, so this is people confuse hate speech and incitement. So if I don't like what Trump has said, and I decide that's inciting. Like he says that I don't think a man can be a woman, and that's really hurts my feelings, and that's insightful language, inciting language. Do I get to then arrest such a person? No.
Right. Yeah.
It's more like, there are some Jews down the street. Get them.
Yeah.
Kill them. That's fighting words. Okay.
Right.
And of course, the classic one, yelling fire in a crowded theater when there is no fire. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Pam Bondi spoke on this issue recently, and there was a big hit and a miss, swing and a miss on this one. So she had said after the Charlie Kirk murder, she said we really ought to look at hate speech and prosecuting people who engage in hate speech. This was a miss.
That's no bueno.
And I think she meant, I'm giving her a real big benefit of the doubt here.
As you should.
Because I just don't believe she believed it. And she already walked it back. What she meant was inciting language, something that is designed to, like I said before, fire in a crowded theater or yelling that some people should be killed right now. There they are, go get them.
Yeah.
Yes, in that case, you should be prosecuted. And also, for that matter, people who helped this schmuck kill Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
So that's what I think she meant, but it doesn't look good. Okay,
Yeah.
it's a swing and a miss. She apologized right away for it. Good for her. But let's get that off our chest. I mean, sometimes our own team makes mistakes.
Yeah.
All right. There's more stuff about this. What I love about Charlie Kirk was, and why he was so successful. Why do people love his message, and why did they resonate to him so well? I spoke about this at great length on my radio show this past Sunday. And here it is. He gave permission to people to be conservative.
Yeah.
To be loud and proud about their conservatism. To identify as a conservative. Not think about it in the past or somehow imply it that they're allowed to have their secret beliefs. It wasn't like that. He said, no, you are an American. This is what America actually means.
Yeah.
And you should be loud and proud about it. And he did so, and in his own way, because he was actually on the campuses in front of the belly of the beast, and a large crowd would gather, and those who disagreed with him could speak their mind, and he would expose them for the idiots that they are.
100%. And just to add to that, if I can, he let people be loud and proud who they were.
Right.
And he would take on, not the humiliation is on the left side. He would say, I disagree with these words. I disagree with this statement. But he would always affirm the human being. And I think that's why both sides, even if they didn't disagree with him,
right,
respected him, because he respected them.
He had to respect them, and they had to respect him.
Yeah.
He respected them, and they had to respect him.
Yeah.
There was a good example of a clip. There were so many examples of this. One guy tried to be very disrespectful to him, saying, here you are, Charlie Kirk. You don't have any degrees, and here you are preaching to us, and we're all far more intelligent than you are.
Yeah.
And you're telling us that we're the idiots. How dare you?
Yeah.
And we know more about economics than you have in your little finger. And Charlie Kirk said, well, that's interesting. Who's Milton Friedman?
There's no way he knows that.
The guy, the questioner, said, I don't know. Like, who's Keynes? He didn't know. He didn't. And what he said he did know about Keynes, but what did Keynes propose?
Yeah.
He didn't know. These guys don't know anything about economics.
No.
They don't know anything about anything. That's the reason why. And Charlie knew that, because if they did know the stuff that Charlie knew, they wouldn't be ranting and raving as they did. They wouldn't even be challenging him in the first place, because they would understand that capitalism made America great, and for that matter, made the whole world great.
Yeah.
All the things that we enjoy today are because of American capitalism.
Yeah.
And that socialism is stupid.
Right.
So that's the thing. So he gave people permission. And then at the same time, he also made conservatism accessible.
Yeah.
It wasn't complicated anymore. You didn't have to be, what's his name? The guy, George F. Will.
Yeah.
And rubbing your chin with a pipe, or Henry Kissinger, or something super erudite like that. You didn't have to be that. You didn't have to subscribe to, what's that news? The Claremont, I forget what it was called. These highbrow conservative rags.
Right.
And no dissing on them. I mean, it's very interesting, and I like those things. But he made it so simple, as it should be.
Yeah.
Conservatism should be simple.
Right.
If you work hard, great things happen. If you get married and you work, you will never be poor.
Yeah.
If you stay off drugs and don't engage in reckless sex, you will be successful.
Right.
You will have a happy life.
Yeah.
You should have a lot of kids. You should follow God. If you do those things, great things happen.
Yeah.
A world without God, and this is what he and I spoke about when he interviewed me on his podcast, is a horrible world that has no meaning. Why pursue anything in your life? Because that's more my point, I guess. But it makes things so simple, so straightforward.
Right.
And there's a difference between simple and simplistic, right?
Yeah.
But I've always said that the answers to life's toughest questions are actually fairly simple.
Yeah.
And among those are the embrace of God.
Yeah.
Among those are monogamy,
Yep.
being faithful to your spouse, having a lot of kids,
Yeah.
working hard, staying off drugs, getting exercise, getting sunlight, connecting with people. These are simple things. You do all those things, and of course, don't lie, cheat, steal.
Yeah.
Okay? You're going to have a great life.
Yeah.
Why is that so hard for people to understand? The trans thing, he was on top of that. And he said, look, you can be confused about your gender, but most of the time when you try to embrace it, it's because there's a social contagion going on.
Right.
That's all it is. It's rapid transgender.
Rapid dysmorphia.
Yeah.
Rapid
onset dysphoria.
Yeah. Not dysphoria.
It's fantastic.
Dysphoria.
A fantastic expression, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
A lot of these people, I'm not saying everyone, but a lot of these people who claim to be transgender are just kind of joining the bandwagon because they need to feel special. And he called them out on that.
Yeah.
And then tragically, he also pointed out that a lot of trans folks are very violent.
Yeah.
Okay, that just, it's a fact. You know, we talk about how Jews are disproportionately represented in Nobel laureates, right? And successes like that, inventions and creativity and entertainment and such like that, inventions. And I'm very proud of that. But sadly, transgenders are disproportionately represented in high crime, murderers in particular, and serial murderers. You just can't get away from that fact.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean that all transgenders? Am I saying that? Of course, you always have to say what you're not saying.
Right.
So I'm not saying that all transgenders are going to try to kill you. Okay. He's wondering himself.
I'm starting to notice a pattern, though, of a lot of stuff, but not all of them.
For every transgender that is killing, there's hundreds of others that are not doing anything bad. So that's fair. But I do think that a lot of it is this rage going on within them. And we've given many examples of this. And that the recent Minneapolis killing of the children in the church by transgender, and I suspect that he was not a conservative.
Yeah.
Okay? That's just my crazy suspicion.
You're always jumping to conclusions.
I'm jumping to a wild. I know. I should be more researching and such. But that's a problem for the transgender. And Charlie Kirk would point that out.
Yeah.
He would also point out that there's a problem in the Black community when it comes to fatherlessness. Okay. And sadly, because of that, very connected to that, crime.
Yeah.
And these are simple answers.
Yeah.
To seemingly complex problems.
Yeah.
Like the homeless problem. He would talk about that in the sense of, well, most of them are mentally ill.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the way it works. A lot of times they're mentally ill because of the drugs that they're taking or just the drugs that they're taking. But either way, these people are dangerous.
Yeah.
And that is another reason why bad things are happening in that department. So people couldn't abide. But people don't realize how effective Charlie was. Because not only did he give permission to people who were naturally conservative or who were born conservative and wanted to get answers, or who were just, in the middle of things, he also exposed the idiocy of the left. Yeah. People would say, one of my favorite things that he said was when somebody, a transgender, would come up to him and say, how dare you not, identify me as the woman this is a man, right, speaking, as the woman I know that I am. As a woman I am. Disregard my Adam's apple and my penis for that matter. Yeah. But he would say, why do you need me to support your identity? Yeah. Why do I need to affirm your identity? Yeah. If you're a woman, then that's that. Right? But I don't have to walk around, me, Charlie Kirk, I don't have to walk around saying, hey, I'm a guy. Keep on affirming it. Yeah, look at me. Say that I'm a guy now. Yeah. No, he exposed that. That was the kind of thing that he would do. Yeah. And he would say politely, and at the same time make the left on every one of their positions look like idiots. Yeah. Whether it came to the transgendered argument, the abortion argument, the drug arguments, the I don't need to get married argument, or I don't believe in God argument, and every other argument in between. Yeah. Okay. He was able to show how shallow their arguments were. And this never happened before. No. Because Charlie wasn't there. And until Charlie, we would argue it on TV and such, but the average person wouldn't get to see these arguments play out. No. So I love the abortion arguments. They would say, when you have when a woman's pregnant with a baby, she doesn't have a fetus shower, right?
He did say that, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She has a baby shower, obviously. Yeah. So it all depends on what you feel about the baby. There it is again, the identity, right? Yeah. The process that they do. It's shameful what happened. It's just shameful. God. Listen, I want to talk about other clips that we're seeing and other reactions. And one of my favorite ones is, and these are two good ones coming up, but here's John Fetterman, who I'm really respecting. Democrat senator, but he is very solid. And he, on the eve of Kirk's death, Fetterman was telling CNN that they've got a problem. Check it out.
It's like we can't compare people to these kinds of figures in history. And this is not an autocrat. This is a product of a democratic election. It's like I participated in that. It was safe and it was secure. We lost. And the America people put us in the minority. And now that's democracy. And I revere democracy. I may not like the outcome, but I have to respect that, and I have to find and work through this. And that I do believe that's what's appropriate. And
so you don't think that Trump is at all shattering?
So that's the way to look at it.
Yeah.
We lost. We did something. We didn't capture the imagination of the American people. That's it. We lost on the issues.
After that stroke, he became so reasonable. He makes sense, and I don't know if it's me or like. I'm a fan of this man.
He's super
and I don't
reasonable.
disagree with I don't agree with everything, but
Right. I would be thrilled if this man ran for president.
Yes.
On the Democrat ticket. I won't vote for him.
No.
But if he won somehow, I wouldn't think it's the end of days.
no.
Okay. Whereas if Harris had won,
Oh, God.
I would think it would be the end of days.
Yeah.
Mamdani is in danger of winning the New York City mayorship, and I think he is going to win it.
Bye-bye,
For
New
a whole
York.
bunch of reasons.
Yeah.
You know what? You voted for this. Who are we to stop you? This is what you wanted. This is what you're getting.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but that's another story altogether.
Yeah.
Take a listen also to Jamie Lee Curtis, a lefty celebrity actress. And she said something, very nice. She made clear that she didn't agree with what Charlie Kirk had to say, but she cried for his loss.
I disagreed with him on almost every point I ever heard him say.
Yeah.
I still believe he's a father and a husband and a man of faith, and I hope whatever connection to God means that he felt it.
Yeah, so that's very sweet.
Yeah.
That's from Fox News, by the way. She has a heart. And I got to believe that there are some people like Jamie Lee Curtis and John Fetterman, like we said. I know that there are other Democrats among them. But if you are a Democrat like these two people, at some point, even if you're older like she is, maybe you're going to start thinking, maybe you won't become a Republican, but maybe you're just going to slowly step away from politics. I don't want to, no opinion, no comment is what's going to happen with these people because they're seeing their party just collapse.
Yeah.
It's cratering in lack of reason, no morality, no guardrails in particular, like I said.
Can I give a word that I think Jamie Lee Curtis is and John Fetterman and what you're describing? Decency.
Yes.
You're
decency
the decency
is the
person.
Right thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
thank you.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Decency is all we expect. We don't expect you to agree with everything. We understand, okay, you have a different opinion on minimum wage, even
Right.
affirmative action, even abortion. Okay. We can fight on the issues.
Right.
But let's do this civilly and try to convince each other of the right way to approach things.
Let's not be happy when anyone dies.
Right. But that's not the angle of Pastor Howard John Wesley of
God.
Alfred Street Baptist Church. This is what he had to say. Check it out.
Charlie Kirk did not deserve to be assassinated. But I'm overwhelmed seeing the flags of the United States of America at half staff calling this nation to honor and venerate a man who was an unapologetic racist and spent all of his life sowing seeds of division and hate into this land. And hearing people with selective rage who were mad about Charlie Kirk but didn't give a damn about Melissa Hortman and her husband when they were shot down in their home tell me I ought to have compassion for the death of a man who had no respect for my own life. I am sorry, but there's nowhere in are taught to honor evil. And how you die does not redeem how you lived. You do not become a hero in your death when you are a weapon of the enemy in your life. I can abhor the violence that took your life, but I don't have to celebrate how you chose to live. I am overwhelmed.
All right. Do you think, Devin Goodman, that this is helpful to the discussion between blacks and whites, and for that matter, liberals and conservatives?
No. And I think this guy is lying, and he is disgusting.
It's despicable, of course.
Yeah.
He said that Charlie was an unapologetic racist without any facts to back it up.
Charlie didn't even believe in race. He didn't believe in race.
Exactly right. And by the way, the Torah, the Tanakh, the New Testament, none of them actually identify anybody in terms of race. They might say, okay, such and such person from Moab, from I don't know, Edom, from Canaan, where they're from, but not what their skin color was, what their race was.
We're all from Adam and Eve.
We're all
from Noah.
We don't know what color Moses was.
No.
We don't know what color David was. We don't know what Jesus was.
We don't care.
And we don't care. And we study him, all of them, just to learn how to live the proper life.
Yeah.
But this man, by saying that he's an unapologetic racist without any examples, and he's a pastor.
Yeah.
And people are cheering him on because they believe him. They have a right to believe in their pastor.
Yeah.
But this reminds me, who's that pastor for the Obamas? What was his name?
Oh, Wright? Wasn't it last name Wright?
Jeremiah Wright.
Jeremiah Wright, yeah.
And despicable man.
Yeah.
And I guess that gets people going. But then he talked about this, the way your death does not redeem the way you lived. Now, no doubt he wanted that to kind of be published far and wide.
Yeah.
But it's a bunch of claptrap.
Yeah.
His death, Charlie's death, was the reason why we are celebrating him is precisely because he lived such a good life.
Yeah.
And he was such a good man.
Yeah.
Imagine if they said anything like this about Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
That his death, as horrible as it was, doesn't justify the terrible things that he did in his life. And just call him, I don't know, an unabashed adulterer.
Yeah.
An unabashed plagiarist.
Yeah.
By the way, both of those things are true.
Yeah.
But you don't have that with Charlie Kirk. You don't have a single example of that. And so for him to say, I'm overwhelmed, and to say that we're not upset about another murder, which we are.
Yeah.
But they're not upset about that woman, the poor woman in the subway in Charlotte, who was killed by a black man. I mean, do we keep on saying this? Well, what about?
Yeah.
Okay. This man, Charlie Kirk, was an incredible light onto people. He's not just my friend.
No.
That he was, and much more. He taught me. I learned from him. He always wanted to absorb information. When he interviewed me, you could just see he wanted to learn.
Yeah.
He didn't want to just make a good interview for his show. He wanted to learn himself.
Yeah.
So the things I was saying, he would say, "Whoa, that's interesting. I did not know that. Cool." Like one of the things I conveyed to him was 93%, actually more than 93% of wars are caused by things other than religion. It had nothing to do with religion.
Oh, yeah.
And that he said, "Oh, okay, you got to send me that link." Okay,
yeah.
And I did later on. And by the way, half of that remaining 7% was Muslim based.
Yeah.
So surprise. Anyway, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's despicable what this pastor has said, and shame on him. Being a man of faith, he should dig a little deeper as opposed to trying to antagonize the crowd as much as possible.
Right.
That's the opposite of what your job should be. That's my opinion, and I think I'm right.
And just to add to that, you have a young black man, 15, 18, 23. He follows the life of Charlie Kirk and the teachings of Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
Or he follows the life of this man and the teaching of this man. I think everybody knows where his path will go each way.
Yeah.
And which one would be better for him. Responsibility, love of God and family and country and intelligence versus blaming and emotion and hate.
Yeah.
Very clear two paths you can take.
Yeah. There is something to be said about using God's name in vain or carrying God's name in vain.
Wait, there's a rule about that?
There's a
too?
rule about
There's
that.
another
Who
rule?
knows?
My God. Yeah.
Perhaps this pastor is carrying God's name in vain. Because certainly he's a pastor, therefore he's talking about God.
Yeah.
And he's telling us that we should think in godly terms in a vicious way against Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
Never mind the fact that he's a devout Christian. Never mind that he was against abortion. And many of the congregation of this black pastor, I'm guessing, are against abortion.
Yeah.
And are against transgenderism, at least, treating it as somehow a noble thing. Beyond the dysphoria that it is, that is. But he has to go this route.
Yeah.
Because he perceives that this will get him more attention. It's pathetic. It's very sad, but pathetic more importantly.
Yeah.
People who've lost their way. So this is, for example, commentator Matt Gutma said that it was touching when he reviewed text messages between the killer and his trans lover.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because there were a lot of texts between. Are you going? I'm hiding the gun. I'm about to do this. This is what I'm planning to do.
The romance story of I'm hiding the gun from an assassination.
It's like the way we were. Or no, it's like Romeo and Juliet when you think about it. That's right.
Oh my God.
Anyway, you see, Devin, it wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
This thing, he did it for love.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Oh God.
Kind of like when what's his name, Mark Chapman tried to kill
John Lennon.
Who was the guy who tried to kill Reagan?
Oh,
I forget his name.
Oh God, I forget his. For Jodie Foster.
He did it to show Jodie Foster how much he loved, to impress her.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's more impressing to a woman when you try to kill a president.
Yeah.
That goes without saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, likewise, liberal pundit Crystal Ball is intrigued by Tyler Robinson, the killer, but also pondered that Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin, Tyler Robinson, is not as good looking as suspected United Healthcare CEO killer Luigi Mangione to amass a following. But somehow, does this matter? I mean, things that are relevant and not relevant.
Yeah.
That's weird to me. So you get a pass if you're good looking, right?
And where does the guy who shot Trump in the ear stand in this?
Let's
not exclude him.
Yes, that's true.
And then the homeless guy, the crazy guy, Roof, is
Yeah, that's right. Now, he's a decent looking guy. He's got a six pack.
Yeah.
Like nobody's business.
Yeah,
That's cool. You got to admire that.
Yeah. Military experience. So yeah.
These are weird people. Just weird. And that's an example of how they don't have guardrails. They don't have a sense of, when you don't have guardrails, you don't have a sense of what morality is, these kind of things come into your mindset. You actually play with these ideas like, well, he killed the insurance guy because, insurance people are bad folk. And he's kind of like doing what we all want to do. He's giving voice to what we are all thinking.
Yeah.
And so by killing the CEO healthcare guy, well, gosh golly, it's a good thing. And he's good looking to boot. As if it matters.
Yeah.
I don't think he's good looking, by the way. He's no Devin Goodman.
No.
Let's just put it right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So Trump says that he's looking to possible RICO charges against Soros.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I would love that. Yeah.
Take a listen to this video.
But they have professional agitators. They're professional.
They're paid.
I had one the other night. I went into a restaurant and this woman stood up. I looked at her immediately. She had money. She wasn't serious. They get paid for it. They're professional, from Soros and other people. And we're going to look into Soros because I think it's a RICO case against him and other people. because this is more than like protests. This is real agitation. This is riots on the street, and we're going to look into that.
Yeah. So that's exactly right. There is an agitation issue here. We now know that Soros and others like him are agitating.
Yeah.
They don't mind paying for the BLM riots, for example. These are reports that we'd been getting that this is somewhat orchestrated. People are getting paid to demonstrate, for example, because they don't have enough organic protesters. They have to pay these people. So shouldn't that be criminal? Now, that goes beyond First Amendment.
Right.
When you're actually trying to create agitation, to create riots, to create looting, to create an environment where people feel that they have to kill people that disagree with them, we've got a problem.
And can I add to that?
Yeah.
He's also paying the prosecutors who refuse to prosecute these very people he's paying to agitate.
Yes.
I don't know if that's actually RICO or some kind of conspiracy where he's paying both sides.
Yeah.
The guy is evil.
He's running both sides of the equation.
If something happened to him and somebody assassinated him, it would still be wrong, and I would feel sad for him and his family.
Yeah.
But he is evil.
The alleged assassin apparently engaged in Discord chats with upwards of 20 users. In fact, Kash Patel, the FBI director, confirmed on Tuesday that a lot more than 20 people may have been involved. And nobody sent the FBI a heads up on this. At some point, they were actually saying September 10, watch for that date. There's going to be, Charlie Kirk will be murdered. So that's beyond disturbing. Okay, there's going to be a lot of investigation about that.
Yeah.
Now, they're upset with Kash Patel because, initially they thought they had one suspect, then they let him go. They had another suspect, then they let him go before they got this guy. Never mind the fact that they, in conjunction with the Utah police, were able to get this guy, Tyler Robinson, the actual killer, alleged killer, within 33 hours of the shooting.
It was really quick.
Which is remarkable.
Yeah.
Okay? And you've got to applaud that. But take a listen to how your boy, Cory Booker, he was really, really excited about pouncing on Kash Patel. Check it out.
I think you're not going to be around long. I think this might be your last oversight hearing. Because as much as you supplicate yourself to the will of Donald Trump and not the Constitution of the United States of America, Donald Trump has shown us in his first term and in this term, he is not loyal to people like you. He will cut you loose. This may be the last time I have a hearing with you because I don't think you're long for your job. But I'm going to tell you this. I pray for you. I pray for you that you can step up and defend your oath, defend the Constitution, and do a much better job of defending this country. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Do you want to say anything?
Yes, sir.
At this point?
That rant of false information does not bring this country together. If you want to work on bringing this country, it's my time, not yours.
My God.
If you want to talk about
dividing this country,
it is
I
my
follow
time.
you on your social media posts that
It is
tear
my
this country
time
apart.
to address your falsehoods.
Oh, you
are an
you can try
embarrassment
all
to the
you
division
want
in this country.
to not
Senator,
take responsibility
it is my time.
for what
You
you
had
have
your
said.
time.
Sir, you're
Your
making
time
a
is
mockery of this
over.
committee. Sir, you don't tell me my time is over.
You
The
know how
people
far
of New
we've
Jersey
come
tell me
since
what my
Utah?
time is.
Senator,
You can't lecture me.
You can tell me
Sir,
my time's
you have,
over?
You may be the charge of the
I'm not
FBI.
going anywhere.
Okay, so I think we've heard enough about this. So
It devolves. Yeah.
Kash Patel got to be able to respond, saying, listen, this is my time. I'm trying to speak. I'm trying to answer your questions. And Cory Booker's comments were just that. There was no foundation whatsoever. He just ranted and raved against this guy, saying how awful he was, didn't actually address any competence issues whatsoever. Kash Patel actually proves himself to be quite astute in the FBI position that he's in. And it only goes to show when people, and I want to make this clear, as a lawyer, when people argue like this, like Cory Booker is arguing, constantly jumping on you as soon as it's your turn to talk. You notice how Kash Patel didn't say anything when Cory Booker was talking.
He just took it, yeah.
And now, as soon as he started talking, the moment Cory Booker disagreed with one point, which is, of course, immediate, he started jumping in because he can't let the truth out.
No.
He cannot risk the chance that Kash Patel will say something accurate.
Right.
The truth might come out.
Yeah.
And just watch out. This is why the Democrat Party is imploding. People see this.
Yeah.
And people see a lot more than people think that they see.
Yeah.
You know, Cory Booker, in his own mind, thinks he's really getting at Kash Patel.
Oh, yeah.
He's being tough. But people look at this and say, you're not giving him a chance to respond to your question. That's what's happening in America. That's what the left does to the right, and it ain't pretty.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be happening this way, but it is happening this way. I don't know. We're having some problems here. Media outlets, meantime, are running interference for Tyler Robinson, the killer. CBS said the alleged shooter's motive remains elusive. Yes. And Scott MacFarlane said on Face the Nation that there's no indication of, or no idea yet, quote unquote, if transgenderism played a role in this shooting.
Oh my God.
Scott Jennings went on CNN and absolutely destroyed his fellow panelists. And he said, I think it's dangerous and irresponsible for nobody to take responsibility for 10 years of the use of the language fascism, Nazis, authoritarian, so on and so forth. It's on the bullet casing.
Yeah.
Jennings said. Why did I do it? I had enough of his hatred. This is what he's quoting Tyler Robinson. Some hate can't be negotiated out. That's the message Tyler Robinson was sending to his roommate. That is what he said. He also engraved the word, "Hey, fascist, catch," on the bullet. For 10 years, we have heard nothing from the left but that Donald Trump is a fascist. Republicans are Nazis, authoritarians, destroy the Constitution. And I would add trampling on the Constitution.
Right.
Bloodbath. He wrote it on the bullet. And he's been obviously marinating in some kind of information that radicalized him based on what he heard in the air in this country. The prosecutor read very lucid messages from a shooter who was motivated by political hate, who had a plan to get away with it. He did not sound like a deranged person. He sounded like someone who had decided to take it upon himself to rid the world of someone that he hated politically, that he thought that the world would be better off without. Okay? That's all from Town Hall. Well said.
Yeah.
Well said. And then they're so surprised. No, this can't come from us. We're such wonderful people.
Yeah.
This is the delusion of the left.
Yeah.
You have to be really careful. My father said it very well. The people that lie to you are dangerous. They're bad people. But more dangerous are people who lie to themselves.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Remember that. We are entering into territory where the Democrats, I'll say the left generally speaking, they are routinely lying to themselves.
Yep.
Pretending that they have these moral guardrails for one thing, and then pretending that history happened a certain way when it never did.
Yeah.
Okay. Hitler, for example, was somehow a conservative, right? It's amazing.
Yeah.
They were radical socialists.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is how they lie to themselves, and then they pin it on you. So please, folks, understand we can't live in this world where we have to push them back. Here's what I said, and I gave a speech last night to Stand With Us, a really great organization that fights anti-Semitism on campuses in particular, gives information to Jewish students and those who support Jews to defend Jews and Israel on campuses. So I'm very, as I said in my speech, Stand With Us basically lets people know that there's somebody who's going to receive the bat signal when you're on the campus.
Yeah.
Anyway, I said, it's time to be loud and proud. You have to speak your mind. You have to push back. You cannot hide your Megan David, that's the Star of David, if you have a necklace like that. You cannot hide your love of Israel. Be proud of it.
Yeah.
Why? Because, first of all, it shows the enemy that you're not afraid of them. But it also emboldens other like-minded Jews and other allies of Jews to support Israel. And likewise, in the conservative movement, we need to wear I Am Charlie Kirk T-shirts.
Yep.
We need to say Trump is awesome. He is so effective. Thank God we have that. He's dealing with the drug cartels. He's stopping sex trafficking. Wonderful things are happening because of Donald Trump. And wonderful things happen because of Charlie Kirk. Sing his praises. Charlie Kirk's praises, and for that matter, Donald Trump's praises. They loved each other. It's great.
Yeah.
And if you do that, you will bring out the crazies and you can expose them for the idiots that they are.
Yep.
But more important, you're giving comfort to those who think like you, who are a little bit gun shy about speaking their mind. Be that guy. Be a voice for the good. Be a voice for America. Be a voice for God, for Christianity, for Judaism, for Israel.
Yeah.
You can do it. And you'll be proud. You'll be happier. And you'll see that you're not really taking on the risk that you're thinking you're taking on.
Right.
More importantly, you're making other people proud and engaging them just like Charlie Kirk did. Be Charlie Kirk. And that's my message for today. All right, folks, Barak Lurie signing off saying God bless, be strong, and we'll talk with you next week.